Hello and welcome, this is Ruth, and today I've got another one of Spellbinders flower dies, and this is by Susan Tierney Coburn, and this is the Landscape Rose, and it's from the Nature's Botanical Garden collection. I've already done an introduction in the previous video that I made, and that was with the, it was this one, it was the Azalea and Garden Pot die set. So if you want to check out a little intro to that, you can go back to that one, and that will be linked down below in the description of this video. But in this video, I'm going to concentrate on the Landscape Rose, and then you can come back if you enjoy this type of thing and see more videos with the rest of the dies from this collection as well. Don't forget, if you want to see more of these, do subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be kept up to date. And then my affiliate links are down below in the description of the video as well, if anyone is interested in those. Thank you very, very much. Now I'm going to have a little look at this one, and this is the Landscape Rose. So roses are absolutely beautiful. They come in all different sizes and shapes and colours, and this landscape one, well, just have fun with it and enjoy it, but you can follow along and see how I've made it. There's a little mark on here, and that says you need 2 of these and 1 of these and 2 to 3 of these. It couldn't be easier. So let's just see. I've already gone ahead and cut out 2 of these, and first of all I want to add some colour. So I'm bringing this down, and then I've cut that out in ivory, and I've got my little brush, and all I'm going to do is add some ink to the edges of the petals with the brush, and you can almost see the rose already. I just love that colour of a rose. I've actually got one in the front garden, and it's a climbing rose called Handle, and it's a kind of creamy yellowy colour with this pink edging to it, and I just love it. It actually was planted a long time ago to grow up over a sort of a framework in the garden, and then we got rid of the frame and the rose is still there, and I just keep it quite short because I just love it. I didn't want to disturb it and maybe move it somewhere else that it wouldn't do just as well. So that was just by the by, because I just got carried away when I started to talk about roses. You can almost smell a rose whenever you just see it looking like that. Right, so there we've got the petals, and that was really easy to cut, to colour, and now we're just going to assemble it. First of all, we just need to take the loop tool, and I'll show you on this one. You can go down in here and here and just make some marks on the petal just to make it that little bit more realistic. Down from there and in from the side as well here. I'm going to do that on the next one as well, and then here and here. And then we'll do the same on the little one. Now you can take your tweezers and add a little bit of shape, so you can sort of pinch these at the end if you like. You can turn them back. Just whatever you add to it at this stage sort of makes it a little bit more realistic looking, so that it's not just a little flat rose, but it already does look beautiful. So I'm just going to pinch that end in a little bit there, turn this back, and whoops, and then go do the same here. I might just turn this end of the petal back here and nip that in just there. And I'm going to do the same with the next part as well. Now, I don't think this is exactly the way Susan does it, but it's the way I'm doing it, and you might vary again, but I'm just sort of popping my medium-sized ball tool into the centre of those 2, and then into the centre of this one as well. And you can go ahead and assemble them now, or you can just leave it to dry. Once you've got the glue in, then you can add it to your card. I am just going to put the glue on here, and actually I'm going to move this little foam mat out of the road and bring in my older one that I don't really mind if the glue gets onto it or not. It's always handy to have a second option, but this one's been on the go for a long time, and I don't really mind if it gets too messy. There you are. Now these will, you want those petals just to bend out a little, so when I'm holding it down in the centre there, I'm actually folding those back slightly with my finger as well. And then a little bit of glue into the centre of this, and we'll just pop that down in as well. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Now, I'm going to add the little stamens into the centre of that. So I've cut 2 of them here, and then there's a larger one and a smaller one, and then there's this little bit as well. I have actually cut those out of ivory card as well, so I'm just going to take a little bit of a yellow pen or whatever and colour those, and then I can start to assemble those as well. You could cut them out in yellow card to start off with. I just cut them in that cream or the ivory because that's the colour I was using for the flower, and it just seemed handy at the time. Now, if you want to add some little extra detail to the end of that, maybe pollen or whatever, you can go ahead and do that now. I'm actually just going to put a little bit of glue in here, not very much at all, and I am going to dip the ends of this in the glue, and then I'm going to actually dip it in some glitter as well. I just pressed into the centre of these on my foam mat with the small ball tool there, and now I'm going to add some glue to the base of this and pop it into the centre of the rose. Then this is the smaller one again, the next size down, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing with that. Now I've also got this little piece, and I'm going to just fold this up exactly the same way as I did with the piece for the azalea. So I'm going to take this little end here with the tweezers, put glue along here, roll that up, and then I can slide the tweezers off and put glue in here and just pop that right into the centre. That is such a pretty rose, really gorgeous. So I've cut the leaves now, and I want to add some colour to those. So I've got an ink pad here in just a darker green and a little brush, and again I'm going to brush just around the edges here and then up into the centre just a little bit there to give it a little bit of shading just down at the base of the leaf. And I'll do this with all of them. Just as a little reminder, whenever you see the ink on here, don't forget that you can't really go back to using pink ink there, or you'll lift up some of that and contaminate the lovely card that you've got there. So clean this in between uses and everything will be nice and clean and will look lovely. So there we are. Now I'm just going to let that dry for a moment or two, and then I will move it over to my little leaf pad, and I want to add the veining. So I'm going to use my little veining tool again, my little leaf tool, and I've just taken that off, so I'm going to add that back in again here. This is such a lovely little gadget to use. You just line up the little area there with this little ball here, and then it's good to go. So run down the vein there like that, and there. And then you can bring all of these little areas, just take your time and add lots of veins on that because it does look really lovely. Bring them into the centre and don't cross over that line. And I'm going to do the same with the other one as well. But first of all, I want to fold this up like that. So now all I need to do to make it a little bit more realistic is to grab the tweezers and just twist it back and turn it up, do whatever, just to take off the kind of uniform look of it. And you can add as many leaves onto that as you want. Don't forget to fold it back this way again. And then those can go in behind like that. That is just really gorgeous. I've got 3 flowers made now, 3 of the beautiful landscape roses and lots of the leaves as well. So I thought I might make a little twisted easel card this time. So I've cut myself a 14 centimeter square card blank, and then I just took the front of it and scored from point to point here, and that means it's going to stand up like this. So I've taken the timeless oval, the timeless card front, sorry, it's the 5x7 one, and I've taken the oval and then the beautiful detailed pattern that goes on that, and I'm just going to glue that on here. So obviously you'll only glue on this area, because if you glue anywhere else this won't stand up, because you need this free. So I'm going to go along here, lay this down again, and then centralize that on the card just like that. I'm going to take one of these flowers and pop it in the center here, cup it up just a little bit. Isn't that colour of that flower absolutely gorgeous, along with the, I might use this one actually, along with the gold and the ivory in the background there. So that one is going to go on there, and I am actually just having a look at this and wondering, could I put 2 on there? Just let me see. 2 on there. Yes, and 1 down at the bottom. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I've just changed my mind as I was going to do it. I was going to have 1 on there and then 2 down at the base, but I actually think they'll look better up there. So we're going to have another one here. I want to have as much of that gold showing as possible, so this rose is going for very, very close to that one. Now, whenever I hold this up, I need a little stopper, so the stopper is going to go here, and then I can add more detail on there afterwards, but I really need to put the stopper on now, just so that I know exactly where it's going to go. This rose will become the stopper. There. I feel as if I have actually gone backwards instead of forwards making this card, because normally I would do the background first and put the flowers on last. I think it must have been just because I loved those so much and I wanted to get them on quickly that I've gone this way about it, because I never ever do that. But there you are. I have made a lovely little easel card, a twisted easel card, and I quite like it like that, but I'm also looking at these beautiful leaves that I've gone ahead and cut some out, and I think I might do some faux embossing with just you know, a piece of a leaf showing here or there just across this little area. But I think I will actually add some leaves on here, so bear with and I'll be right back. Well, I did come back and add this faux embossing on, and I like it, but you can let me know what you think. I went ahead with it, and you might even notice another little change. I didn't know until I had done that. I didn't even notice that I hadn't added the extra petals into the center of this little flower, so I took that apart and added that in there as well. And then I also added a second one of these, so it's on there, and I think that just finishes that off nicely, because this area looked quite bare as well. That's my little card finished then, and I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed watching along, and I hope it inspires you to try something like that as well. But don't forget, if you don't want to do all that inking and shaping of the petals and making these little marks on, you can actually create something quite simple but equally as stunning. So I do hope you have a try at that as well. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed and you would like to, you can do that as well and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll keep up to date with the rest of them. I have more videos to make now. I'm just going on to the forsythia and the hydrangea, and there's another one, yes, the flowering quince as well. So I'll be back with more of those very soon, but in the meantime, happy crafting and thanks for watching. Bye bye.